What is going on, Guardians? I am sure you've seen the news. I'm sure you've heard what's going around, and I'm sure you're pretty much aware of what's going on in the Destiny universe. But, of course, I have something to say on that, and that's what this video is about. So, Guardians, the question I am asking you today: did Bungie just backseat Destiny 2 for Marathon? Well, it really looks like it. So here's the deal. Marathon, we all know is coming. We've talked about it. I've had videos on it specifically about what happens to Destiny if Marathon is good. And we're starting to see some of that now. So they announced the date recently, dropped a big trailer, had the big announcement, and there it is right there at the end, March 5th, 2026. So the prices and additions, $40 for a basic, $60 for the deluxe, and of course it is going to be hitting everything. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, X, PC, and the marketing push has been big. Another gameplay trailer, pre-order incentives, and reveal of high-profile voice casts. But here's where the problem lies for all of us Destiny players, guys. This comes 2 days after Shadow and Order is supposed to drop, and that was supposed to drop on March 3rd, 2026. So there's a conflict here, and that is the fact that 48 hours later, Marathon is supposed to be dropping. Now, as we all know, Destiny is really currently incapable of operating just one game at the same time. So we're going to have the launch of a major season, or basically a mid-season update, and then they're going to drop Marathon as well. Yeah, we've got a lot of problems here, and that's why what comes up next. Paul Tassi, Mr. Paul Tassi from Forbes over here, has reported that Shadow and Order has been delayed indefinitely. So we're starting to see a little bit of that question take shape here, guys, because suddenly Marathon is coming out the door. It's the new kid on the block. It's Bungie's new toy, and it's getting priority. Something that was coming out 3 days before that we've already paid for, that we've already been a part of, has now been pushed back indefinitely. So a lot of those changes and a lot of those things that we are expecting, some of the updates, fixes, refreshes, well, what is going on with that now? Because with Marathon coming out on the 5th and Shadow and Order supposedly coming out on the 3rd, and this game now being delayed indefinitely, if with all presences is being pushed forward, Bungie's made the rationale pretty clear. They haven't really issued a formal statement. The consensus is that the delay is intended to clear the runway for Marathon, to get things out of the way so it does not have to compete with a major update from Bungie's own flagship franchise. But this is not really a good thing for us, the Destiny player base, because let's talk about this. This is resource allocation, because reports are indicating that while Destiny 2 is being managed by a skeleton crew relative to past sizes, obviously, so the bulk of Bungie's creative and engineering talent has been shifted to Marathon and to get Marathon out the door. Now, a lot of people seem to be kind of coming around a little bit more to the concept of Marathon and what it might be, but let's be honest here, this is a mistake on their part. You've got an established franchise that's barely holding on at the moment, and the player base is there. Although of late, matchmaking doesn't take as little time as it used to. I'm finding myself sitting in matchmaking for a lot of events a lot more. Some stuff in Fireteam Finder, just there's nothing there. You can put something in, and maybe after 5 or 10 minutes, you'll get something. So going down this process when you have a pre-established IP that's kind of struggling with a player base at the moment, you are shooting yourself in the foot with a little bit of a strategic cannibalization. The decision to delay Destiny 2 content specifically to benefit the Marathon launch window shows that Bungie is willing to sacrifice its own player base in Destiny to ensure a good day one. You guys remember, in the past, I've talked to you and been very clear on the fact that they want Marathon to work, and they want it to work more than Bungie, because the amount of time and resources that go into maintaining a extraction shooter versus an open world MMO FPS are vastly different. Because the thing is, Marathon, you have to come up with some minor mechanic heavy stuff for some of their coming raid. or dungeon, and just some map designs, new character, and different weapons on occasion. And the game basically runs itself at that point. Versus Destiny, you have to create maps, playable locations, abilities, updates, seasonal artifacts. You have to create this plethora of stuff that exists within the game, and dungeons and raids. And none of these things are something that's going to be very viable for the long-term, resources for something like Destiny. You want a game that's quick, easy, and easily manageable, and that's what Marathon is. So you get that strategic cannibalization we're talking about here, where they're starting to already parse resources off of Destiny and push it on to Marathon and push Destiny back. That's not a good thing. So we know that this is a big overall push because we have Sony and Bungie going hands-on with this and doing limited edition Marathon DualSense controllers, Pulse Elite headsets, and hardware marketing that has rarely been seen for a mid-Destiny update. So this crossover feeding we get here, is starting to happen. I logged into the game the other day, and as you can see right here, I have a pre-order Marathon and unlock all sorts of exclusive stuff in Destiny right when I logged into the game, right there at the beginning. It's there, it's pushing it, and they're trying to drive us, the Destiny player base, into Marathon. And I got to be honest, I don't play extraction shooters. I played Division, I played Division 2, and I would go into the Dark Zone to get some stuff, and then I would leave. I'm not in there for the long haul for those kind of games. If I was, I wouldn't be playing Destiny. I would be playing Arc Raiders right now, but I'm playing Destiny and a couple other games. So this isn't a game that fits down my alley. And a lot of the people I see on X and a lot of the people I see on the forums are pretty much in agreement here that this isn't the kind of game that most of us that are the Destiny player base want to play. So I don't know who they're catering to here, but maybe they figure that the PvP crowd's going to be hot on this, and this will alleviate some of the stress, because there was rumors in the past that they wanted to get rid of PvP from Destiny and just make it more so streamlined on a PvE experience. So maybe this is their push for that. But this also fits a lot of the bases here, because we do have the shift to medium-sized content with Bungie now. I mean, the way that they're delving and breaking up these DLCs and these mid-season refreshes are just, if this is the way that we're going to be going with this game going forward until whatever Destiny 3 is, now that we've heard that it is in development, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. If most of the resources are going to go towards Destiny 3 and not Marathon and not Marathon content, and it's something that's going to benefit us, the player base, in the long run, I'm down for something like that. But if it's something that it's just going to be fed off to Marathon on the regular, and it's something that Marathon is going to be parsing a lot of our resources from on the regular, I don't know. I don't know if I'm okay with that, because we bought into this concept. We bought into this post, light versus dark era with the 9, hoping that we were going to get something that was going to be akin and a follow-up to what we got with the light darkness saga. But if we're just going to get medium-based content that barely pushes the story forward with minor stuff going from this point forward, that's kind of heartbreaking, because I'm 12 years invested in this world now. I basically intend on sticking this out to the end, whether it's in a casual capacity or a hardcore capacity. I mean, honestly, that really breaks down to what Bungie wants to do with the title. But if we're just going to get parsed off, that's going to, kind of reduce my playtime in the game, because I enjoy going in right now and doing the strikes and the arena stuff and going through and doing contracts on Tarsus and taking care of a lot of that sort of stuff. But if this is just going to be the repeat pattern of what we're going to get with them, just adding little bits of content, drip feeding us, almost like that kid at the end of the table that just barely gets enough food to be sustainable, then at least come out and say that this is what's happening. We need to get some sort of information or some sort of something from Bungie stating that this is the direction that they're going to go for now. Or is this just simply them wanting to get it out the door, have a successful launch, and then everything falls into its natural order with a balance? I don't know, because we don't really know what's going on with this. We don't have a clue what their intent is and what they want to do. Now, they need Marathon to be a hit. Let's be honest here. They need to make money back. They need to make some kind of financial return on their investment, an ROI. And with Sony paying $3.6 billion for the company and then 400 million towards development of this game. The massive amount of money, the layoffs, Bungie needs a win right now. And you need Marathon. We all need Marathon to be a success, whether you like the game or not, because if it's not, a lot more of this company is going to get carved off. We need this company to start recouping and rebuilding the flesh that's been robbed from the frame. I mean, all these layoffs and all these people that have lost their jobs, that's net negative at this point. These are people that were part of the past and some of the content that you guys left so much from Destiny. And the effect of all this happening, of all of these resources being removed, of the rebalance in what's going on in Bungie and their plethora of mistakes that have led them to this part, are the fact that Shadow and Order has now been pushed back to when? We don't know yet. We don't even know if this is true. This is just rumor, but everybody's reporting it. You see every Destiny streamers talking about something like this. But my question is, did Destiny get backseated? Is this the way that things are going to be going forward? Is Marathon the new kid, the brand new child who gets to sit up front while we ride in the back seat and, get whatever fast food mom and dad throw back there for us to eat? Is this our future as Destiny players? Because personally, I hope to God not. I mean, March 2026, it marks a transition from Bungie from that single IP studio now to officially being a dual IP studio. Because, guys, when March 26 happens and it's published, the game changes. And Destiny's no longer the golden child. Destiny's no longer number one. Currently, that's Marathon. So we have to sit back and we have to wonder how much of this is actually going to be viable for us in the long run as players. And as I said, I'm sticking around. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm hooked on my bad girlfriend, so we just have to wait and see. So, guys, what are you guys thinking about all this? Do you think that we've now been backseated? Do you think that the future for this game is good? Are you a little worried? Are you a little worried by the fact that an update that we were all looking forward to, I mean, for what we know of it with the Pantheon style events and a lot of the other stuff that we've talked about that's coming with this game, are you looking forward to this? Is this something that you're okay with? Do you feel like you need clarification from Bungie for us to move forward? Or are you just adding another chip to the pile of you being done with this game? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. Give me your opinion because I want to hear what you guys think. And as always, a like, a sub goes a long way. If you guys are digging the content, as I said, I'm trying to build stuff out a little more and get a little bit more in my presence. But, getting to that point is not cheap and it takes time. So thank you guys for being a part of what I'm doing and being Guardians with me, man. I love playing with people when I run into them, and it's cool when you guys get that vibe. When you're doing strikes, when you're doing dungeons with random people, and something more comes from it. So until the next time, Guardians, I hope you guys are having an awesome day and an awesome week. See you in the game.